name's Simeon Mano, and today I'll be talking about non-normative behavior in YA dystopian literature. And so first, my thesis. The thesis says that throughout YA dystopian literature, the characters exhibit non-normative behavior and a common trend of dehumanization and de-individuation. Yet they retain a sense of natural morality. These characteristics are illustrated through common trends through the analysis of Darwin's theory of natural morality and the postulation of Germ Theory. So what's to come is first I'll be talking about non-normative behavior in YA dystopia. Then I'll be talking about dehumanization in YA dystopia and de-individuation. Then I'll talk about how Germ Theory relates to YA dystopia. And then finally I'll end with a counter-argument on natural morality, which is a Darwin theory. So first, non-normative behavior in YA literature. So in the YA literature, it's a very high-pressure society because everything has gone wrong. And if all people are oppressed and stressed by the situation, and everyone's fighting for survival, so I state that this causes it to be a sort of a primitive society, since everything is broken down. Not everyone's happy. Everyone's not working to a common goal that achieves everything. So I state that this leads to uncivilized nature of the people, and usually YA dystopias usually stem from something else. Like usually it's not just always bad. It has to like change from good to bad or whatever started it. So this confusion from like why are they put in such a situation causes anger and sadness. And I say throughout all of these, it leads to actions that would be shunned by current society. And examples of such actions are, for example, in The 100, we have Charlotte who is having nightmares about Jaha killing her parents. So Bellamy gives her advice to slay your demons while you're awake, and they'll go away while you sleep. And she misinterprets that to stating that she should just kill Wells, since Wells is Jaha's son. See, in a normal society, this would be completely outrageous, but since it's so broken down, she thinks like the most extreme things are normal. Also, in the Hunger Games, people are spectating the games, thinking everything's okay, how killing's okay, like people from different districts. Usually the top ones are more okay with than the bottom ones, but still the sense that such outrageous behavior is okay is crazy. And then my independent reading source, The People of Sparks, which is about how their old society fails, so they go out looking for a new one, and then when they find one, people let them in, but they're famened by like lack of food and resources, and this causes a lot of conflict between the groups. Like one group wants to kick the new group out. So one character named Torn gets so angry that they're about to get kicked out. She destroys like all the tomato crops, which really causes no good for either group because now they both don't have it. Those are all examples of that type of behavior. So next is dehumanization and de-individuation. So Gerard states that there's a common trend throughout YA dystopias of a routine, and everyone serves the goal of the government, and how reproduction is limited, and how they maintain control and surveillance. So example of routine is like in the Hunger Games, how they always have they have their strict jobs, they always do. The government puts them in a strict routine, and every year they have to offer up a tribute. It's a strict routine. And then to serve the goal of the government, like in the Hunger Games, they pool all their resources to the big government picture. Like they're not for themselves. Like the government, everything they do is for the purpose of the government. In reproduction, like in the 100, they're limited to one child per family. If you pass that, you get punished by the government. And maintain control and surveillance is like in Little Brother, how they're monitoring everyone's movements through like library books and different things like that. So throughout this common trend, it can be stated, are the people really like people, or are they treated more like robots or prisoners? So their stripped of choice and unpredictability causes them to be less like people and more like just robots or prisoners. So next, germ theory. So the formal definition of germ theory is how microorganisms pervade through the world, and these germs cause specific diseases that are threatening to humans' lives. So in dystopian society, it's stated how like these pathogens live within everyone's mind, and through the government's control and of the people, they like keep the germs at bay, keeping everyone's behavior like normative, but without the control of the government, it causes disorderly conduct by the members of the ruined society. So the application to different literature. And the Hunger Games, how like the old society versus the new society, like due to the ravage, they had like a lack of control. That's like the whole like conflict that caused the district to like lash out against the capital, caused everyone to act all non-normative. But then once they established control through the games, it suppressed such bad tendencies. And like in the 100, the Ark versus the Earth, in the Ark they have a set government, they have set standings where everyone has their own jobs, but then down on Earth there's a lack of control because there isn't such a structure. And then in my independent reading book, like the society with resources versus society without them. In the society with resources, everyone's structured and everything's like set out, but like without them, everyone's in chaos. So and lastly, the theory of natural morality, which is kind of a counter-argument to my old theory. Darwin states that there's morality based on evolution, and everyone has a natural morality that's based on the morality of the core of morality is altruism, and this is seeing how it's not like from societal norms don't control like this basis of morality. And he found this by comparing human and animal instinct. So in different literature, examples of that is like how Ruth still like helps Katniss in the Hunger Games, even though it's like a fight of survival. So in conclusion, throughout YA literature, the different trends of non-normality of behavior and de-individualization and dehumanization of the society causes these trends are possibly seen in YA dystopia, and with such postulation to germ theory and with the counter-argument of Darwin's theory, you can see a common trend of YA dystopia. And with such information, I ask you to look at your own sources of literature that you read and see if these trends hold true.